How are you all? Happy Wednesday. What day is it? Hump day. How are you all doing? I hope you all are having a great week so far. Welcome to Scared of Beautiful. Hey, DGF627 posted. Thank you for sharing, sis. Thank you for posting up. Hey, KG. Hey. Sunshine Weston. Hey, players. Good to see you. Hey, good to see you too, sis. Blooming Basil Butterfly. Hey. Let's see. Hey, players. Nikki. I'm finally able to catch a live. Thank you, Nikki, for joining me live. Hey, this 504 girl. Hey, sis. Thank you for being so supportive. Boogie down, gal. Hey. A Better Me 21. Hey, my beauties and bows. Yes, hello, all my moderators, all of my beauties and bows who have joined me tonight. Y'all, this is just going to be a quick my thoughts on last week's episode so that we can get to this week's episode. I promised you all I was going to do it, so I wanted to keep my promise. And also, we will be back to our regularly scheduled program this weekend. So you can catch my views on episode 4 on Saturday. We'll talk more about that later. But thank you all so much for joining me. If you are new here, yes, my friends, my supporters, my community that we are developing, you all are called my beauties and my bows. I'm so happy to have you all here with me tonight. This is Scared of Beautiful. I am Plez. And I'm so glad that I can have you all here tonight. We have 2 rules here at Scared of Beautiful. One is that we respect each other even when we disagree. So no disrespectful or disparaging comments are allowed. My moderators have been asked to moderate the comments. Anything that we see that is disrespectful, disparaging, negative, bringing up old situations and topics, those things are going to be deleted. If you act up too much, you will be put in time out and or blocked if necessary. Thank you, mods, for helping me so much. Also, thank you all for supporting me. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like it, leave your comments, and engage. I love to hear your feedback and your engagement. The second rule at Scared of Beautiful, when we get ready to do call-ins, y'all, no face, no place on my platform. So that just means if you want to call in and give your 2 cents, 5 cents, 10 cents, $1, whatever you have to give, honey, you have to show your face just as I do, right? So those are the quick rules. Now, let's get to it because the new episode comes on in about 50 minutes. Y'all, it's so much going on tonight. We got Married at First Sight. They have this Whitney Houston new documentary, movie, tribute, whatever that's coming on at 9 o'clock on ABC, 9 o'clock Central Time, my time. The wonderful Whitney's birthday was this past Monday, August the 9th. She's been gone away from us since 2012, almost 10 years. So if y'all gonna check it out, that's what I'll be watching, honey. So let's get to it, y'all. Last week's episode, I'm not gonna give like a play-by-play because I feel like when they're doing these episodes, you're just building what's going on the show. You don't really get into the actual stories and what goes on with these couples until tonight's episode, which is once the honeymoon start, right? So last episode, we saw the last 2 couples get married. They were Rachel and Jose and Brett and Ryan. So I'm going to give my run through of the 5 couples from last episode, my thoughts on everything that we saw that transpired. All we really saw was the remaining weddings, more of the receptions, more of the couples meeting each other's family and friends, and then the lead up to them getting into this honeymoon in their first night together as married couples, right? So When the show opens up, we see Brett and Ryan getting married. Brett is the gorgeous redhead. Ryan is her handsome husband sitting here. And so they, if you watched my last thoughts, my last chat, to me, they're a very interesting match. I don't personally think it's a great match. Brett is, a reformed player. That's the nice way to put it. He has dated around, honey. He is like Tupac and Digital Underground. I get around, he got under, he got over. He has run up and through the Houston, Texas dating scene. He had a friend who passed away, and that has led him to believe that he wants to get married. He thinks there's more out there in life to offer him than just running through women. So he's ready to settle down. Ryan, that was Ryan. Brett has been single and has not even been touched by a man in 2 years. So I think it's a little much to pair someone who was so active with someone who has been taking a break from relationships. I don't necessarily think it's fair to Brett, but hopefully Ryan is really ready for it. One thing that kind of set off my whistles this last episode was he said that he wants to get married because he is jealous of his other friends and watching them reach their milestones in life, and he isn't reaching those same milestones. I think that's a natural feeling to be jealous of your friends and kind of look over on their paper and say, man, why is that not happening for me? I can be honest and say that has happened to me sometimes, but I don't think that's the right driver to make such a permanent decision as a marriage. But it is a very human, perspective. It's human. I wouldn't want to hear my husband say, "Oh, I'm getting married because all of my friends are." Not really a good thing for the long term. Like it makes me question your stick-to-itiveness when things get tough. But Ryan, you can tell he's smitten with Brett. He likes what he sees, although she is not his type traditionally. We'll see how long this lasts, because if you saw the prior episodes, Ryan's sister lets it be known that Ryan always has a flavor of the week, a flavor of the month. She's hoping that Brett is his flavor of a lifetime. So let's hope that works. Brett, I must say, looks gorgeous in her dress. I am a well-endowed lady as well, and I loved the way that her dress fit her. I loved the way that her girls were sitting. And I love her. I know it's a dye job, but I love her red hair. I think it's very complimentary to her. I've seen on some groups and message boards where people are like, it's too harsh, but I personally love her look and her eyes. I think she's a really pretty lady. But Brett has to learn how to live a little. Like, she really does. It was kind of cringe watching them try to dance. She felt very self-conscious. She was very out of place. She has to learn how to let her gorgeous hair down a little bit and just go with the flow, go with the moment. The man was ready to teach her how to country dance and two-step and swing and, toss your neighbor, do-si-do, whatever they do. And she just was not really open to it. And I could tell that kind of turned Ryan off, that she wasn't even willing to try. Sunshine Weston says, do you think it's jealousy, envy, or inspiration for him? Well, he himself said that he was jealous. So I do think jealousy can inspire you sometimes if you allow it to. Marriage is so serious to me and so sacred. I wouldn't want that to be like the core reason that someone married me. And he's kind of said it before, even with his friend passing away. I know someone passing away can be very jarring to you and can shake you up. But I just still don't think it's a reason to jump into something as serious as marriage. But we'll see how it goes. They have good talks in their times together. They think that they can balance each other. Brett says she tends to be a realist, leaning towards a pessimist, and Ryan is very optimistic. He's more laid back, and that has the potential to work if they let it. Ryan's friends tell Brett that she's not traditionally Ryan's type. However, they think that that's a good thing. However, Brett feels like it could be a good thing, but she, again, is very uncomfortable with his obviously country leaning lifestyle. The cowboy boots, the hats, his friends let her know that he is a traditionally kind of country guy. He goes hunting, he goes fishing. Brett doesn't like that at all. She is completely against killing things and shooting. So she thinks that this might be a barrier for them. I'm a country girl myself. I always tell people I am the least country person you'll probably will ever meet. Never really rode a horse even. But the ironic thing is I like country men. Like, I like a man's man. I like a man that can go out and hunt and fish. Just don't ask me to clean the fish. Don't ask me to clean the fish. And don't ask me to do anything with the deer other than cook it up and serve it to you. I can handle the cooking part. I like a man with a big old truck. My daddy has some Fly Gator boots. So I like a well-dressed country man. The only thing that I find, since I'm from Mississippi with a lot of country guys, is that they tend to be, not all of them, but a lot of them can be misogynistic AF. And that is where I have the issue. It's not the hunting and the fishing and all of that. It is the mindset. So Brett seems to be... excuse me, their names are both male names. I apologize, y'all. Ryan seems to be fairly open-minded, and so I do like that about him so far. Brett states that she wants to be vulnerable. You know, she's already been described as this hopeful romantic. She's interested to see Ryan's reaction to her when her makeup is off. She works herself up, you all, and comes to find out that Ryan loves the natural Brett. Ryan loves seeing her in her natural state. And honestly, y'all, ladies, most guys are like that. We want to be gussied up and dolled up. And most guys will tell you, messy bun, your big afro, whatever you have, your braids, but your natural bare face, some sweats, a big t-shirt. That's how they, really like to see women. So Ryan loved seeing the natural her. But y'all, it was very hard watching Brett. And for me, it was kind of like looking in the mirror. So y'all know how I feel about these shows. Even when we watch and we observe other people's behavior, use these things as learning tools and ways to examine yourself and hold the mirror up to yourself. Ryan was trying to tell Brett how gorgeous she was, how much he liked what he saw. Even when they were trying to dance, he was encouraging her and trying to make it a team project. And Brett could not take the compliments. She was very self-deprecating. And honestly, guys, a lot of men will find that to be a turnoff after a while. Because to them, it shows a lack of self-confidence, a lack of love for yourself. So I know it's hard sometimes, guys, but we have to get comfortable with ourselves in the mirror. So if you're out here dating, even if you're not dating, if you're already married and you struggle with these things, if someone tries to tell you, oh my God, girl, that is gorgeous, oh no, it's nothing. Like, just say thank you and learn how to walk in it and accept it. And again, I'm preaching to the choir because I'm definitely this person. And so, how I like to throw in a little education here. What is self-deprecation, right? Self-deprecation is the act of reprimanding oneself by belittling, undervaluing, or disparaging oneself, or being excessively modest. It can be used in humor and tension release. So it's like, especially if you have anxiety, if you have social anxiety, you will see this in people who are shy, who aren't used to being the center of attention, or who are uncomfortable in being the center of attention. Yes, there are some people that try to gas you up just to gas you up. But there are some people who actually like what they see, who actually like what you bring to the table. You are all that and more. You are deserving. You are worthy. And if other people see something in you, accept it. Be graceful and accept it. Even if it's something that you want to work on, that you don't see, just say thank you, smile, and keep it moving. Especially in male-female relationships. Because I know I've talked to a lot of my guy friends and they will often say that, like, oh man, this person is so dope and they're so pretty, but they don't think highly of themselves, that you can tell that they struggle with self-love or self-worth. And even though you take it as a joke and try to like talk it down, it reads to other people as, you know, not being confident. So that's something that we can always work on. Faisa says, I only just now started to work on my self-deprecation. Yes, sis, I get it. I have to work on that as well. Sandy Richardson says, kisses to the bows and beauties. Yes, welcome y'all. D Freebie says, just getting here. Come on in. All right, let me hurry up and get through these other couples. Black Diamond said, my sister's funeral is Saturday. Please send prayers to my family. Thank you all. Prayers to you, Black Diamond. We will definitely be praying for your sister, that she has a safe and smooth transition into the hands of the Lord, or whoever you and your family believe in and your higher power. Y'all send some prayers up for Black Diamond and her family, that God may comfort and strengthen them in this time. All right, let's get back. So the next couple that we see that finishes the last of the weddings is Rachel and Jose. Jose, y'all, Jose in this checklist approach to life is a bit overwhelming. It seems like his wife is just another accomplishment, another thing to check off of the list. And people should not be things on your checklist. She's an actual person. She's a whole person. And I hope he will learn to see that in her, not just another project for him to acquire. Very property driven. I like that he's so driven. He has his college degrees. He has his homes. He has his career. But your wife is not another project, sir. So you need to work on that. Jose is worried that Rachel may not be attracted to him because of his height. He doesn't like his forehead and other things that are going on with his physical makeup. Rachel tells her friends that she only wants them to speak up if they see some major red flags, right? Only if they see major red flags in her husband do they want her to say anything. Rachel is scared of losing herself in yet another relationship, and she wants someone to love her for her. So y'all, like I told you in the last video, if you didn't watch it, go watch it, please. But this was another mismatch for me. You get a man who's highly regimented. His family kept repeating over and over again how structured he is, how driven he is. And Rachel is a free spirit. She has also really struggled in the past with people pleasing and with changing herself to fit someone else's mold. And they deliver her to the hands of somebody who thinks he is literally the potter waiting on some clay. So I love this show. I've been watching it since season 1, but I really hate the overly produced tone that it has taken. It seems like these experts are just figureheads, because I refuse to believe that actual psychological professionals and Pastor Cal being a minister and I would think has years in premarital counseling experience, would put people like these together. Opposites attract, yes, but you have to have some key similarities to put people together. And when you have different, not even just personality differences, these are like different traumas. These people are struggling with different traumas and mental health things in their life. And it's like bringing a narcissist and an empath together on purpose. You should never do that. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Ever, ever, ever. So I'm really worried about Rachel. I said it before. I feel like this is another Amber and Matt situation from a few seasons ago, just waiting to happen. Jose's family again reiterated that he needs structure and requires structure. That was a whole lot. The lasso ritual at the end of their wedding for me was very cute and a very different thing to see. I never saw something like that. And the lasso ritual, if you all didn't see it, was just the couple being tied together with a rosary, which I'm sure, since they're both Latino, I would assume, I could be wrong, but since they're both Latino, I would think that they're both Catholic. So I think that that represents their faith and bringing them together as one before God. I really liked that. I'd never seen that before. And that's why I like watching these shows, to see things in other cultures that I don't know about. It's always a learning experience. Rachel saying, after the wedding, they're talking, and Jose is talking about, that she's everything that he asked for in his checklist of things that he would like to see in a wife. And Rachel said, man, you're everything I asked for too. I told them I don't care about looks. I'm not that into looks. I am all about personality. And that's what I got. Boom. I was like, girl, I don't think she meant it to come off like that. But y'all, that was hilarious. Like, that was super hilarious. I laughed so much till I cried. I just, again, it's when you're meeting someone for the first time and you're uncomfortable and you really don't know what to say. But I don't know. I don't think she meant it to come out that way. But nevertheless, it made for good TV, and it was hilarious because you know how they show you the previews, and they showed this preview, y'all. I thought this was like some production magic. You know how they'll piece together things. But when they played it through and she literally said that in one fell sentence, like, dug it in, honey. He looked so sad. But they were able to laugh it off, and, they kept sipping their champagne and went on with getting to know each other. Rachel, as she goes to learn more about him and talk to his family and friends, she's scared of Jose wanting a perfect wife, and she doesn't know if she will be able to be that for him. It's really sad when you're first meeting somebody that you feel the need to aspire to perfection. And that's where Jose is just completely off for me. Going into the reception and afterwards, when the family and friends are asking the different brides and grooms how they feel about sex on their wedding night, y'all, Jose's stepmother, Julie, was way too much. She was doing way too much. She was trying to pressure Rachel, even though it was a very, oh, girl, but you married. And, if you want to, go ahead, girl. Jose's father was even uncomfortable with that. Like, that lady was doing way too much. It was cringy AF. And she was definitely giving me Chris's dad's vibes from last season. I think she was worse than Chris's dad almost. Like, that was so unnecessary. And to keep saying it, Y'all, I didn't get it. Now, y'all, okay. You know I normally don't do this. Blessing Alexander, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey lady, hey, how are you? Y'all, I normally don't, right? But I saw it, I couldn't unsee it, and so y'all have to see it too. Jose, for me, is the human embodiment of a certain character from an animated film that was a very renowned animated film. Y'all, when I put the comparisons together, I couldn't unsee it. And now y'all won't be able to unsee it either. And I mean, this is not a dig. Let me preface that. He literally looks like this person to me. And then his personality is just like the person as well. Now tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Okay, before I'm finna post it. Ones if you agree, twos if you don't. Y'all ready? Tell me Jose don't look like Lord Farquaad. Tell me he don't. Tell me he don't look like Lord Farquaad. Tell me that. Y'all know he does. Y'all know. Y'all know. He looks just like this man. He acts just like this man. Everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be right. He's short. He requires more from other people than he is willing to give. I'm sorry. I kept looking and I'm like, who does he remind me of? And then it hit me. Lord Farquaad. That's him. I'm just saying. I had to see it. Now y'all got to see it. And the rest of the season, I'm going to be calling this man Lord Farquaad. I'm sorry. I was like, oh my God. Like for real, if he had blue eyes, he could go get blue contacts and he could be on the off-Broadway production of Shrek. I'm just saying. Look, y'all, Tristy saying no, players no. Oh, Faisa, I'm so mad at you. Why are you so mad at me? Don't be mad at me. That is really who he looks like. All Things Popcorn says one. Allison Labadie, I guess. I guess you agree, sis. Mel Lee, you say you don't see it? Okay. You don't see it? I see it, sis. I see it. But if you don't see it, all right. Now, let's just run through the other couples right quick because I do want to give y'all a little time to call in. Dia J says, I guessed it before you reveal. See? I'm not the only person who thought that. Jeez. All right, y'all. Michaela and Zach, let's just run through those. Michaela reveals that she also has never been in a relationship that lasted more than a year. So in my opinion, neither one of them should be on this show. If you haven't been in a relationship that lasted over a year, you are not ready to be married. I'm sorry. My opinion. Not in this day and age. This is not like back in the day when people used to get married when they were 16 and you were actually betrothed, even though that's what this show tries to replicate. No, y'all are fully grown 20, 30-year-old people and have never been in a committed relationship beyond a year. I'm sorry. And I really like Michaela and Zach, but no. Zach talks about how he was teased in high school about his skin. He talks about how he went to a predominantly white high school that weren't a lot of black people around, and the black people that were there really teased him because of his skin tone. I'm concerned that he was not raised around that many black children. I know we strive to provide better for our children. And in some senses, that means moving to the suburbs and getting them into better school districts. but I think it works really hard once you are a fully grown adult Black person. Also, colorism is a thing in our community. We have to learn how to address that head on. But colorism thrives in situations where there aren't that many Black people, because then it's called spotlight anxiety, right? You already have a minority group. They're the super minority. And then you put them in this pressure cooker where, in order to get the heat off of them, they're going to deflect to whatever difference there is to the other person. So if I'm in a school of all white kids and there's 10 Black kids and I'm the high yellow Black kid and this is a super dark Black kid, to make me feel better about myself, I'm going to poke fun at the super dark Black kid. It's not right. It's absolutely not right. But that's how psychology works. That's how human behavior works. So we have to, in my opinion, do a better job of finding a way to educate our children, but also preserving their social environment and their social interactions. Because I guarantee you, when he gets married and has children, that is going to affect him and his children, especially if he doesn't get some therapy for all of that teasing and stuff that went on when he was a kid. He says, though, that when he went to college, he built his confidence. When they're talking to the parents, Zach's parents were really uneasy with the thought of him being on this show, but they revealed that they really do like Michaela. They think she's a great match for him. They let her know that Zach is very particular. He's very analytical. He's very single-minded. And Michaela's like, because you can tell Michaela is a free spirit. Zach could not answer Michaela's friends when they asked, what are you going to do with our girl? How can we trust you with her heart? Zach says, you just have to watch my actions and see how it plays out. His friends are not impressed with his answer nor his relationship history, and neither am I. Michaela and Zach, though, are definitely attracted to each other. If I have to guess who's getting it in on wedding night, you all, definitely Brett and Ryan, definitely Michaela and Zach. I don't think Rachel and Jose are going to get it in on wedding night. Next, we have Bao and Johnny. This was a big lesson in love languages, you all. Bao's love language is gifts and acts of service. Johnny's love language is physical touch. And Bao says physical touch is her rock bottom. She doesn't have to have it at all. She struggles in giving and receiving it. Y'all, physical touch is a hard love language to compromise on. When someone really needs physical touch and the other person pretty much despises physical touch, that's a hard road. I don't know why Bao is like that towards physical touch. Again, a lot of self-work and therapy is probably needed there. When Johnny is talking to her family members, her brothers even say, yeah, we don't really hug. We don't hug her. We don't kiss in our family. We just don't do those things. And Johnny was a little, put off by that. But they are alike in the sense that they both are financially minded. They like to be frugal. Johnny loved that Bao's Jimmy Choos were bought on consignment. And Bao likes Johnny's well-roundedness, that he reads, he listens to different podcasts, not just sports, since she had her meltdown about sports, but finances and other things like that. So she also lets everyone know that she did have a crush on Johnny in college. So I think with a little work, some of Bao's walls may come down. I really hope that they do, because I think they can be a good match. I just, physical touch is a very tricky thing, especially when Johnny really needs that to feel wanted and appreciated and the other person doesn't. That means he's going to read Bao as being cold and standoffish, and no one wants to feel like that. So again, I don't see how this show is properly vetting people, because love languages should be a basic conversation for anybody who knows anything about psychology or relationship building, right? You can learn to love someone in their love language. Gifts is easy, right? It's easy to give a gift. Act of service is easy. You can train someone to say, oh, baby, let me take out the trash. Oh, baby, let me, wash your car. Anything to lighten your load, right? But physical touch is hard. It's a hard thing to teach if it's not really innately in you. Johnny taking off that dress at the end of the night was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was the cutest thing. But it was sad, for her, to me, to see her put up the little pillow barrier at the end. It's like, you can't even just sleep next to the man. Okay. He understands. Like she said, he'd been a gentleman, asking to kiss, asking to hold hands. I'm sure he wasn't going to cross any boundaries in the bed. You didn't need to physically put the pillow there about. You got to open it up a little bit. Tina Davis says, what is the name of the movie? No one can tell me. What movie? If you're talking about the Whitney Houston thing, I don't know if there's a name to it. It just says Whitney Houston documentary, 9 p.m. tonight, ABC, 9 p.m. Central Time. Oh, Dia J says, Tina, it's Shrek. Oh, yeah. Lord Farquhar. Shrek 1, 2, and 3, girl. Okay. So that was my thoughts on Bao and Johnny. Did I get everybody else? We did Michaela and Zach. We did Rachel and Jose. Oh, no. How could I ever forget? The new age, the female, somebody said, y'all gonna get enough of talking about men. We're gonna give y'all a female Chris this year. Merla and Gil, honey. Merla and Gil. Merla, they started off with finishing from where Merla left off about the children's situation. Gil asked her how many children she wanted. Merla said it depends on what her body does and, what she needs with her mommy makeover afterwards. She asked Gil what was the first thing that attracted him when he saw her. He said it was her lips. And Merla said, not my dress. Oh, Merla. The man liked you. He liked something that is innately on you, your lips. Those are attached to your face, honey. That means he is attracted to you, who you are, not the dress. The dress won't always be there. So I loved Gil's answer. It speaks to his love language, which is physical touch. He's a gentleman. He lets her know that he opens doors. And she's like, doors, car doors? He's like, all doors. Yes, Gil. Look, the man is bald-headed. He's thicker than a snicker. He's tall. He is handsome. And he opens doors. And he is well-spoken. And he can entertain a crowd. He can dance. I'm sorry. I like Gil. I'm not saying he's perfect, but I visually, he brings a lot to the table. And personality-wise, I really liked him. So Merla likes the fact that he's a gentleman. However, when they talk, she likes that he's traditional in that sense. But when they talk about names and taking on his last name, his married name, Merla intimates that she's not for it. She is tied to her dad's name because he has passed away. I understand a little bit. But she says she doesn't want to change her name, that it would take something more significant to change her name. And I'm like, girl, what could be more significant than a marriage? Like, I don't understand what more significance do you need? Merla is the picture of what is wrong with a lot of people, and I will include myself sometimes in that. Again, y'all, we got to watch this stuff. You have to hold up a mirror to yourself. You cannot be completely unwilling to compromise in everything. Everything. She doesn't want to compromise anything. She doesn't want to give up her name. She doesn't want to change anything about her lifestyle. She doesn't want to give the man a kiss on the lips. It's a lot. It's a lot. Mirla, like I said, doesn't want to give a kiss on the lips when everybody at the reception is encouraging that. She's like, nope, we're going to be conservative. No PDA here. We'll do kisses on the cheek. And I get it. You got to warm up. But it's just a lot compared with her overall personality. The makeup scene, the scene at the bachelorette party, she's giving very Debbie Downer, very dry, very snob, very elitist. Not my kind of girl. I'm not here for her. And there's been these debates online. Oh, she's strong and independent and she shouldn't have to give up her lifestyle. Y'all, that's just not realistic when you're in a marriage. You have to compromise on some things. I'm not saying the girl is a horrible person. I'm saying I don't think she's ready to be married. You have to bend. It is not going to be your way. And if that's what you want, you have to go out and actually pay a real matchmaker to get you your perfected whatever man you're looking for. You should not have come on this show. But again, part of that is the experts not listening. I don't know why they would pair someone with such high materialistic standards with a firefighter. Firefighters can make good livings, but in the South, in Houston, they usually don't make, they definitely, I don't think, unless he's like the chief or something, they're not making six figures. So if she is, I don't know what she means by sustain. I guess if she wants to sustain her own lifestyle, but if she's expecting him to contribute, he already said he doesn't like materialism. He's not going to be in Gucci, Louis, and Prada every day. And they're going to bump heads on the budget and how to budget. So, yeah, it shows when they meet with the respective friends. Gil says he's concerned about her materialism. Mirla, oh Lord, Gil's friends read her, down, and one of his friends basically called her high maintenance. He said that Gil is cheap. And so Gil would have to be in as well. I don't think it's a good thing to necessarily be cheap. But when Mirla is like, I'm not giving up my lifestyle. I like shoes. I like bags. I like international travel. And then this preview with this honeymoon. Y'all, tonight is going to be a mess with her on this honeymoon. It's a lot. Again, if you wanted to go to, y'all, my honeymoon, God says the same, will be in Santorini in Greece. So I understand wanting a certain thing for your honeymoon. I don't expect Lifetime to send me, if I went on that show, which I wouldn't, I wouldn't expect Lifetime to be sending me to Dubai or Santorini or the Maldives. They're just not, that's not going to happen. Manage your expectations, ma'am. You are, whatever. Okay. Yeah, she doesn't understand compromise. And I just don't see it working. Angel says she needs to try to make it work. Otherwise, she will desperately be looking for a man and be forced to adjust her standards eventually. Girl, something. Mirla comes off extremely stuck up on Unfiltered too. Y'all, when I saw her with the girls at the bachelorette party, even if that wasn't your steez, even if you didn't want to be on them fake strippers, just have a little fun. All right, y'all, we got like 8 minutes, 10 minutes left. I'm dropping the link. If you want to come in really quickly, add your thoughts. I would love to have you in. If not, that is what my quick chat was about. Let me go through some of these comments. Those were my thoughts on the episode. All Things Popcorn said the producers need a villain. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I'm saying the show is so overly produced again. Faisa says, hey, Keaton Anderson. Hey, Keaton. Let me see. Hold on. Black Diamond says, hey again, Keaton. Kate Lou says, if he were to become a fire chief, etc., he could make decent money. Absolutely. Absolutely. Popcorn. Hey, sis.
Hey, sis.
Girl, come on. I knew you wanted to give your comments last time. Here it is.
Okay, so I'm going to give Marla a little bit more grace than you are. This is where we fundamentally disagree.
Okay, come on.
Because of every season, sorry, I had braces one, but every season, the producers need a villain. They found one. Number two, I feel like even though it's an unconventional way of them meeting and getting married, I felt like she had her defense up because they were really grilling her, telling her what she needs to do. And I felt like she was probably coming back like, okay, y'all don't really know me. How y'all going to tell me what to do? And I'm not going to stop these things. And probably in her head, maybe she think that the producers paired her to what she wants until she finds out later. That's where I see it from Marla. And I'm okay for her saying that she don't want to stop her trips and everything like that, because if they don't have children right away and she can afford it and all that stuff, I don't see a problem with that. But it is the first meeting, and she probably was feeling a little ways, and they were grilling her in a way the way they made it look, the way they were grilling her.
Exactly.
And don't forget, she didn't really technically signed up. So that's why I think like she's going to be our villain for this season. She's going to be get grinded up, child. She's going to be grinded up.
Girl, look, I'm telling you, for me, it's not just the one thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to give her, we're going to watch it play out.
Right.
But it's the everything that I've seen so far. It's the attitude at the bachelorette party. It's the attitude at the bridal dress shopping. It's the attitude with the makeup artist. Like, there's a way you can be assertive and say what you like and what you don't like without being demeaning to people. I don't want to look like her pointing at her own friend. Like, come on, man. And there was nothing wrong with her friend's makeup. Her friend
they did a great job.
Yeah, so it's just her overall demeanor and packaging that she's presenting. And I know editing is editing, but I hate when people kind of use that all the time as an excuse, because they can only edit what you show. And if every clip you're complaining this honeymoon, oh my God, this is so sad. Can you even see the ocean? What, I didn't dream of going to Florida on my honeymoon. Girl, you are on somebody else's time.
I know it's still a pandemic, but like I said, I feel like she's there to be the villain of the season. And I'm not gonna I still get Gil is cheap. And that's just gonna clash. That's just gonna clash. Now, as far as Rachel and Jose, I mean Lord Farquaad.
Hold on. In case you missed it.
And I'm from Philly, and we love a beer, but
let me take this man.
As far as Rachel, you know that they was in a really, unconventional situation. She probably was nervous, and she probably was like telling him like the basic, like, they gave me everything I want without sounding superficial, but it did come off like, what am I, ugly? Because you have to be at your, but clearly she was attracted to him, but it did come off as if like, they gave me only personality. I didn't care about looks. Then thank you for that.
Girl,
he's gonna be a piece of work too. I think him and Zach are gonna be neck and neck with the piece of workness.
Girl, he was like, "What is this? What am I? Chopped liver? I love it."
And you know what? And she said that he was like quiet after a while because of what she said, and then she was like, he wasn't the same, like he wasn't acting the same, like quiet, because maybe he felt a little No dig to any guys that are short, but he is a little short, and they feel like they need to be, based on my experience, short men need to be pumped up and all that stuff. And I feel like when she wasn't giving him praise and pumping up, because he was saying that the experts gave him what he wanted, and she was pleasing to his eyes, she wasn't reciprocating the surface level things that he wanted to hear, I think.
Yeah, and that's why I did this, because people stop it. People were like, "Oh, you're just talking about, you're calling him ugly." I was like, "I'm actually not calling him ugly at all. I don't think Laura Farquhar is ugly." I was like, but it was the combination of the package between the shortness. I'm like, if y'all ever watch Shrek, you will see the similarities, the shortness, the demanding of perfection, the I need this, I need that. Like, that is literally this man in animated form. I'm sorry. Like, it's not just about his looks facially. It is the whole personality. I was like, oh my God, that is Laura Farquhar. That's who he is.
And she was like, it's so funny how when they in the confessionals or they put him to the side, was like, the perfect marriage, and I just wanted to be perfect. And I'm like, okay, bring on the entertainment, because we all know there's nothing. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be. Come on, bring on the entertainment. Bring on the effery, because sis, Lord Farquaad is not going to give you perfection. I feel like he's going to be very, like you said, demanding. I think he's going to criticize her a lot. She's not going to measure up. Napoleon complex type of, Lord Farquaad complex. That's what we're going to say. Yep. She's never going to measure up. Now, when it comes to Michaela and Zach, like I briefly said to you, a couple of days ago, I feel like Michaela is like an alpha female and Zach is a beta male. And that's, I think that's going to make it clash. And of course, I'm sure they was happy to, because Michaela did say that she didn't mind giving it up on the first night, on her wedding night. She was open to it. And they had chemistry. And they couldn't get their hands off each other, and they was talking and all that stuff. So I'm not surprised about that. But why this is going to play out, from what I see, is that Michaela is going to be a little bit overbearing to his beta-ness.
I'm interested. In some of these groups I'm in, people were saying that with the previews for the rest of the season, oh, Michaela is cuckoo, she's bipolar. I'm like, y'all go way too far. I am not going to judge that one. I'm definitely not going to label her with a mental health condition, because that is the epitome. The reaction that I saw her giving is the reaction you get when you're being gaslit and manipulated and lied to. And whatever he was telling her, whatever that was about, he didn't come home. She apparently looked like it. She caught him in some lies.
Definitely.
The family said Hurricane K is in there. So, I can't sit here and act like I'm perfect at 38 years old. That's also why we're on a reality show, because I done acted a fool a couple of times, because it's like that for me. That's the thing. Like, don't play with me. Don't lie to me. Don't play with my intelligence. Like, I'm gonna be on one. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned through maturity and through years to just walk away and let it go.
Right.
But I'm not going to tell you that that's my initial response. So both of them are young. He's 27, she's 30. But like I said, to me, when he talks about his motivations, someone's motivations for things, it's very telling.
Yes.
And he literally kept saying, oh, my brothers, are they're in relationships and they're getting married too.
I agree with that. I agree. But but his family was definitely giving her a lot of gems about what's to come. His mother, his father, his father, his mother. And they were saying, like, when he have his eye on something or want to do something, is all of that or that's it. There's no balance. but you can see there's no balance because he's been one particular way the entire couple. The beginning of the season, like the first couple episodes, he's been basing everything. He wants this relationship. He wants to get married. He's very in tune with his emotions. He's okay. He's okay with showing that, and he thinks this is what he want. This is what he want. This is what he want. But Zach looked like the type that he don't know how to do the work, or when it gets tough, that he's going to bow out. And Michaela is definitely she. Woo, I can't wait to see that hurricane come. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Especially she was like,
yes.
She's gonna be like, and I'm gonna be like, with the covers, like,
girl.
Wait a minute, him not coming out every season is always, and I'm not knocking the men, but I swear, like except for that one season when New Orleans, when the girl kept lying about about going out and stuff like that. But it's always one person that don't want to come home. It's only 8 weeks, y'all. I mean, it can't be 8 weeks of that much hell. You're put up in an apartment. You have support from the other cast, and he's still child.
You're in the city you live in. You can go see your family. You're getting paid a salary. They cover your rent, your food.
And Bo, I like Bo and Johnny.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, because this stuff is disappearing. Thank you so much, Sandy, for the super chat. Hey, my sis. Hey, girl. And I saw another one before it disappears. Linda Littleton, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I know that when you was talking about how she said that she's not touchy-feely type of situation, like Bow. And that's his love language. And I feel like it can work because being as though that he communicated, she said, thank you for communicating that with me because, I don't really like touch. But when she sees, she may take the initiative to praise him when she needs to once in a while. It just won't be every day. When he see him in distress, she may, I know he wants me to hug him. And then we don't know what she's like behind when the sheets are down. So maybe with a partner, that's somebody that she's into, she may make some adjustments. Not 100% because, like she said, if she don't like touch, she really don't like touch. However, I feel like if there's a balance of what he needs, because he may say he need it all the time, but she probably give him what he needs during the time that he need it, if you understand what I'm saying. But it is going to be a challenge. The whole thing is a challenge. Okay, you're marrying a stranger. And then you let the producers pick them. And then they faking like it was, okay, sorry, I'm going to take the blue pill. And you marry the first person. I'm not going to take a red pill because I'm not going to live in reality. The experts matched them. It's unconventional. It's going to be a hell of a ride. And it's definitely going to be a lot of fuckery. Oh, my God. I can't wait, though.
Girl, let's go on, get off because the effery is on right now.
It is. Yep.
I always record it, so I'm gonna probably watch it later anyway, y'all. It's a lot for me, that whole 2-hour stretch. So I like to watch.
Yes. And then the commercials is better than
those commercials. This is why I DVR it. Those commercial breaks are 4 to 5 minutes long.
Yes.
I'm not playing with you. So I can fast forward through all of that. At first, I used to wait to watch it on demand.
Right.
And then on demand won't let you fast forward. So I'm like, I have it to seasonally record. And that way I can run through and I can watch and rewatch. Because like that scene with Rachel and Jose, I had to watch that a couple times. I'm like, did she really say that? Hold on, rewind. Did she really say that? Rewind. Did she really say that? So yeah.
That's how you know that budget is good too, that they putting them up in nicely because those commercial breaks be way extended, especially from the first season.
I just hope the season, like I said, you have to make it good TV, but I think you don't have to overproduce it to make it good TV because people are marrying strangers.
That's
but
well enough.
I just hope there's enough actual content for the 2 hours because sometimes it feels like it's filler.
It is. Like I said to you, sometimes like the first, it was like a lot of fluff. And these are dealing with, if it was authentic, real humans looking for love, because like me and you said, we do love, and they did it an unconventional way. You really don't have to add anything else to it because we're still dealing with humans.
Mm-hmm.
We're still dealing with people, and it will still be great TV. And I understand great TV, them, but we will. I'm just excited, child. And I'm gonna call it out though. I'm gonna call it out as I see it. I'm gonna call it out.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna call it out. I'm like, that was. They set them up for that. They set them up for that. But
Yep.
Crazy. Yep.
But, all right, so go on, check out whatever you're gonna watch tonight. I don't know if you're gonna watch Whitney tonight. I'm gonna watch that too. In a couple of hours. It's gonna be on ABC. They're doing some type of documentary or something about her.
Yeah, I saw about Whitney.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I love Whitney. Let me check this out. Hopefully it's something new. I don't know what could be new, what else they could have seen.
Right. I could see if it was like the 10-year anniversary and then it was, just putting her music out.
Yeah, next year it'll be 10 years. So I don't know.
Yeah. They could have waited to me. What I say? They could have just waited for next year because I want to see something good about Whitney because it's been so tragic the last few years of her life, and so I definitely want to. But I'm gonna still check it out. I'm gonna still watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna still watch it. So
I'm gonna check it out. I like it when it's still kind of summery time and the fall seasons aren't back on yet because they show all kind of stuff.
Right.
It's also game show time, so that's what I've been watching, a lot of the different game shows. But
you watching the game shows, but not watching the other stuff in real time.
What?
Like other shows. I know you. Did you watch Kanan in real time?
I watched it after I got off of the what's the name? I don't watch it. See, I have Stars, so I can watch it at midnight.
Anytime, yeah, that's true.
I don't. I don't watch it as soon as it comes out. But since I do the grab bag on Sundays, because I don't want somebody to say I'm doing spoilers. So I try to give people. I'm like, if I cover last week's, it's been 6 days. If you haven't watched it by now, oh well. But no, yeah, I watched episode 4. It was good. It was interesting though. Yeah, it ended weird for me. It didn't feel like a whole hour had gone. I wanted more. And this is what bothers me with Power. Okay. I don't like how Stars and Netflix does these shows because I can feel that they're going to do this mid-season break that they do.
Well, they've been doing that because I remember.
Yeah, but I don't like that. Already had to wait a year for it to come on. And then you're going to give me 5 episodes and go away for like another month or 2. And then I got to wait that much longer to watch 5 more episodes. It sucks. I hate that format.
Yeah. Because I remember them doing that when Power during the July when I forget what season of Game of Thrones was on, and they did a break because their summer break for like 4 weeks because Game of Thrones was just killing all the ratings. Overall. So, but they've been doing it. But I know you say you don't like it, but they've been.
I've never liked shows like that, like that, those types of shows. I just never have. Even movies, like people look at me all crazy all the time when I say I've never watched a Star Wars or Star Trek, anything like sci-fi or like that historical kind of Game of Thrones, all of that kind of battle-y stuff. I don't like it. I like action movies. I like comedy.
First of all, you're going to choose.
I'm gonna watch Fast
7022.
Yeah. I just realized that it is now available on Prime, so I'm gonna watch Fast 9. Probably I might watch that tonight or tomorrow night.
That's giving me worse than MacGyver. Remember how
it's
MacGyver
2 hours?
Do you ever remember the show? Did you ever watch the show MacGyver? I know I'm a little bit older than you. Well, MacGyver used to make one time.
No, I know who he is. I just
okay. One episode he made a damn bomb out of a bike. So that's what Fast and Furious be working with me.
Yeah,
you go ahead, child. You go ahead. But I'm definitely going to tune into Whitney, just like I did. I'm gonna still check it out. And I don't know if you touched it or watched it. During your break, did you watch Mary J. Blige My Life? I love that she only touched that album because she got so much more to give. And 2 hours wouldn't have been enough, but that album really
It was. It was. Rest in peace, Chucky Thompson. He just died.
Yes.
But yeah, I literally just watched it like a week or so ago. I was watching, what did I tell y'all I watch on Amazon Prime? Making the Cut. I was watching Making the Cut. It went off, and I was like, oh, this is this Mary J. Blige documentary that everybody was talking about. Let me watch it. And me and my friends used to always joke that my life, that Mary made her best music, it seems like, when she was in her addictive, in her addictive state. Yeah. Because that album it takes down through all the things that all the people in the documentary were saying were right on point. My Life, the actual title song, is one of my favorite songs ever.
Yes.
And it was a very good documentary. And then to see Chucky Thompson, and then to see that he passed this weekend with COVID, it was just
it was.
But he was so dope. That whole clique. And let me tell you how crazy this was.
Okay, go ahead, tell me.
I had to keep checking myself.
Why?
Because I'm like, I know Andre Harrell died. How is he sitting here talking? Like, didn't the man die? And then at the end, they said that it was dedicated to him, because I was like, I know I wasn't crazy. Like, I know that's how long they had been holding that documentary and editing it and putting it together.
Because I think I think she did that tour, the My Life tour with Nas in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Because when she was doing it, when they was doing the behind the scenes and stuff like that, of her coming off stage and stuff like that, that was the tour that she did with Nas, and I believe that was 2019. That's when they filmed it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, wow. Andre Harrell. I mean, if somebody didn't put a stamp and put in the golden era of hip hop and soul, it was Andre Harrell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, he gave us Diddy. No matter how you feel about Diddy, come on now, he gave us Diddy. Diddy gave us Craig Mack and the Lox, and
and it was good that they could even, it just shows you, to me, it shows a lot about forgiveness and being able to move forward with people, because, they got into it. Diddy got too big for his britches. He kicked them on out. But they were able to make up and be able to work back together and show appropriate respect for each other. Because they couldn't have been what they were without each other. As big as Andre Harrell was, Diddy had
the formula. Yup.
He had an ear. He had an eye for music. He had an ear for those samples.
Yup.
He has an ear for music, no matter whether you like him, his personality, what he does in his private life or not. I'm not gonna lie, the thing with Misa is uncomfortable for me. I still side-eye that a lot. I side-eye the Al B. Sure thing a lot. I'm like, you had this man writing
when Misa said that she lost her house, when Misa said her house was in foreclosure.
I'm not even talking about that, girl. I'm talking about like how they got together and how she was like 16. I'm like, baby, where was your mama? Why were you at the studio hanging out at 16? What's going on here?
Her mom probably thought she was over her girlfriend Nikki's house.
It's a lot, honey. There was a lot going on back there in them late 80s, early 90s.
90s, yep.
And the Al B. Sure thing. I'm like, you had this man writing this song for when Kim Porter died, and he said, hey, I was writing Jodeci, and I wrote Forever My Lady for Kim because she was pregnant with Quincy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and Quincy, and it's so funny.
And Diddy sit there and watched you with this girl all day and just went in and stole your woman. Lord have mercy.
And it's so funny because I'll be sure last name is Jones too, and he named Quincy after Quincy Jones. That's his godfather.
Yeah,
and I'm like, damn, child,
girl.
I can't. But it was so good though. It was so good. I'm glad. It made me feel away. I had a lot of emotions watching that documentary.
Yeah, it was excellent. It was real good. It was good to see her and her sister, her nephews and how she was teaching her nephew what everything she was going through. It was really good. It was very transparent.
She was like, Auntie was hurting. Auntie was hurting. Yep. Yeah, it was good. I'm glad that you watched. Yeah, that was good. But I am going to check out Whitney Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't watch too much Prime. I mean, I love the Marvel and Mrs. Maisel. That's my. Did you ever watch that on there?
Mm-mm.
It's good though. It's good. So you like Prime? Yeah, it's really good. I did watch No Remorse with Michael B. Jordan. It was giving me Boys in the Hood, Jack Ryan. You know, but I was here for it, and I'm stick beside it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to.
Not I'm gonna stick beside it. All right, girl. We done went all over topic. Yeah, people gonna be watching the playback like this is not Married at First Sight.
Right, I know. Right, sorry, y'all. Yeah, I know. We start talking about other things, but Married, we are here for the Married at First Sight.
I know. I had somebody else. I had a couple of other people. So forgive me, y'all. People left. They probably went to go watch the show. The people that were in the backstage, but. Oh, okay. All right, girl. I will see you next time. I'll be back this weekend.
Bye.
All right. See you later. Bye. All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap it up tonight. I apologize to the two people who were waiting in the backstage. Me and Popcorn got on here running our mouths, talking too long, so I will be mindful of that next time, so I can save some time for the other callers, because I know y'all love Married at First Sight just like I do. Roni F says, no worries, multiple tasking here. I get it. Sandy Richardson says, I was entertained, please. Thank you. DGF627 says, Janice Gay was a kid in the studio with Marvin. What? Girl, these entertainers, these musicians, they are just full of scandal, honey. But so you all, that is it. Please make sure that you check out Married at First Sight. I will be back giving my opinions and my thoughts in a recap of the new episode on Saturday. We will have our show Friday. I'm working on what I want to talk to you all about Friday. And then Sundays are the grab bag shows. And I'll probably start doing some pre-recorded videos on different things. So if you all have a topic that you want me to talk about or cover, please feel free to DM me. I have a running list of some things I want to start covering, just a different variety of topics from law to cultural commentary and things that are going on in this world, some tips and tricks and things that I think are very essential and have been helpful for me in my wellness journey. And then, of course, we'll get to talking eventually about the weight loss journey. So thank you all so much for being here with me, my beauties and bows. Again, if you watch Married at First Sight, go watch it tonight whenever you have time. We'll talk about it on Saturday. I am going to be watching the Whitney Houston special tonight on ABC and getting ready for work tomorrow. So I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all have some fun. It's always wonderful for me to be able to spend time with you all and my YouTube family. I'm very grateful for your support. I love my beauties and my bows, and I thank you all for rocking with me. Please be sure to like the video, comment if you're watching the replay, leave me your comments, subscribe to the channel, share the video of the channel with people who you think may like it as well. Thank you all. For anyone who left super chats, if I missed anything, please charge it to my head and not my heart. I try to keep a good eye on the chat. Thank you to my moderators for always jumping in and being here and being supportive of me and the channel. And I love you all. So I will see you all Friday. Please continue to have a great week. If it hasn't been that great, find a way to make it better. Take some time for yourself. Love yourself. Get out and enjoy the sun, the weather, but be safe, you all. Where I am, the state that I live in, these numbers are through the roof. I want y'all all to be safe and healthy. I want all of us to make it through this craziness that's going on in this world. And we have to do that by looking out for each other. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will